Just before I start the video, I just want to say thank you. My Sunken Rock video is currently doing extremely well, and I really appreciate it. I'm really enjoying it. It's flippin' cool seeing you guys comment and shit. Anyways, enjoy the video. Green Blood is the first old western style manga I've read. It honestly gave me some massive Red Dead Redemption vibes, and it was surprisingly good. I really enjoyed the old western aesthetic and setting. Green Blood follows two brothers, Brad Burns and Luke Burns. They're currently living in New York in the old western cowboy type days, so around 1865. Anyways, they're living in what's called New York City's 6th Ward, also called the worst slum in the world and also referred to as the 5 Points. I did Google 5 Points to check if there is one, and there is a 5 Points in New York, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not completely sure if this is historically accurate, so please correct me if I'm wrong. The 5 Points are controlled by the gangs that are situated there, the Iron Butterflies and the Gravediggers. Brad Burns is a very talented hitman and works for the Gravediggers, but there's a catch. His brother Luke does not know this and is extremely against the gangs. He says in one of the panels that he thinks the gangs are terrible and that they're breaking the town to the ground. Brad is secretly working for the Gravediggers to protect his brother and to buy information about their dad, who he wants to kill for revenge purposes, a pretty cliched manga plot point. Anyways, a large event takes place in the 5 Points, changing the dynamic between these two. The rest of the story is just some development between these two, and just a fun little journey between them, with a revenge plot on top of it. The story is a bit simple, but it's not at all bad. I quite enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the relationship between the brothers and the path they walked together. But on top of that, I thought the art was phenomenal. I was not expecting much from the art. I looked at the cover art for the first volume and thought, I'll just read this because it has a cool setting, like the cowboy setting or the gang setting in the Old West. But I was pleasantly surprised. The whole Old Western aesthetic complements the art so well, with the coats and everything. It just looks so cool. The characters look quite different than usual, but they look good. The fights are also fantastic. It's really well illustrated. They just look so badass, and the old revolver pistols and repeater type rifles are put to good use in these fights and just add to them. I also really liked how these two main characters are written like normal people. They might be involved in some shady shit, but they are at the end of the day normal people, and they cry, they've got emotions. It hit me pretty hard at some points. If you want to read this manga, just bear in mind that it is about the Wild West, where there was basically no laws and gangs had free reign. What I'm saying is that you should expect some bloody scenes and some messed up shit here and there. Otherwise it's pretty tame. It's not as wild as Berserk and stuff like that, but it has its moments. I really enjoyed Green Blood. It is a very short manga with only 49 chapters, completely finished though, and I read it in a few hours. I sat and read half of it, and then sat again later and read another half of it. I think it could have been quite a bit better if it was a bit longer and fleshed out, but nonetheless it was still pretty good, and I highly recommend it if you want to read some old western gang type manga. Anyways, that's about it. I also just want to say, I'm reading Sweet Home by the same author as Bastard. I finished The Breaker and The Breaker New Waves, which took me quite a while, and I'm busy reading Boys Abyss, which I will also probably make a review on, so look out for some of my content in the future. Anyways, if you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and check out some of my other content, like the Sunken Rock video that I talked about a bit earlier. And thanks for watching, and goodbye.